Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stunner. We're here with a very special episode of VSW Podcast. Tonight, we're talking about something, well, as you can see, I have my special hat on. We are going to talk about a little something a little bit crazy. So get your tin hats on too, folks. Get everything going. We are going to talk a little bit about the Mandela effect. Ooh. Also, check it out. Made some spicy noodles. Reaper noodles. Yes, using Reaper peppers. Pretty good. Any which way, that's not going to save us. Only thing that can save us now is CERN. CERN. And their Halida, with their generator, where they're firing off these immense particles and discovering all new particles. Like the God particle and things that make the universe what it is. And many speculation about that and a lot of different topics into CERN and what they've done and what they do. And, the whole Hawking's gonna destroy the world if they discover the Higgs, particle and what will happen. And the false vacuum decay is, the universe is not at its lowest energy level. We could go into a lower energy level, which would sweep through, wipe out the universe, and create a whole new set of laws. Physics wouldn't even exist. Nothing would exist. And you have the theory that this has already happened or something similar has happened in 2012 when CERN first, fired their machine up to find the God particle, and they did. A lot of people believe maybe that they opened up a black hole somewhere within, sucked the whole universe within that, and we have been placed in an alternate universe, something very similar, but with differences. There was just a recent article, or not recent, but a while back, some scientist wrote, that himself was talking about this, and he said things just quite haven't felt the same since 2012. There's been a lot more violence, violent acts in the news, and every day there's this, that, and just everybody's just talking about how he couldn't feel right. And the strangest thing is he went back to try to find these old articles from 2012 that he had done his research on, and nowhere to be found. Couldn't find them anywhere. And very little information was being talked, but people were talking about it. And what this has kind of generated is the Mandela effect. Now, what is the Mandela effect, you might ask? Well, you remember the famous activist Mandela. He was imprisoned, got out, died later on. A lot of people to this day remember him dying in jail, incarcerated, never being a free man. And then you have the people, in 2013 when he died. And a lot of people believe, this isn't right. And this caused, a ripple effect of, I don't know how to say it, it's not really misinterpretation, because there's so many people that are seeing it one way and hearing it one way and different things. Like, for instance, okay, we'll jump into now the Bernstein Bears. A lot of people remember Bernstein with an Stein. Apparently, that's not how we all remember it. That's how we remembered it, but it isn't the correct memory. It is the Bernstein, Stain Bears. Things like this that make people question their reality, question their thoughts, question their history, their past, question everything about them. You have the famous, and a lot of these, like a lot of people have gone wrong. Famous lines, quotes, misquotes, memes, all these things have been all misquoted. Like, for instance, Luke, I am your father. Never said in the movie. It is no, I am your father. Same thing with Silence of the Lambs. Hello, Clarice. That was never said. He basically said good morning, and that was that. There was no, these famous quotes that we all think we've heard just aren't in existence. And it makes you really wonder, the other thing, I was watching some Disney specials the other day because, my wife is big into Disney, and one of the big ones on that was Mirror, Mirror. Everybody growing up, we always said, Mirror, Mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them on? It's not. It's Magic Mirror on the wall. I I used to remember singing as a kid, hi ho, it's off to work we go. It's not. It's not even that. It's hi ho, from work we go. Or home from work we go. Something like that. It is not what we think it is. Another famous line that people have been discussing is the whole Karate Kid. And that line with the body bag. I mean, I personally remember it as, put him in a body bag, Johnny. Yeah. But it's not. It's get him a body bag. Yeah. Little different things. And like I said, these could just be that, we heard it once, we got stuck in our head the way that we wanted to listen to it, and then it went from there. Or have things been altered, have things been changed, have the realities in the planes shifted somehow to an alternate universe, alternate timeline, coexisting from what we previously had, but with these minor differences. Another big one is the Barbie World song, if you notice that one. A lot of people sing, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world, but it's not. It's in the Barbie world. So I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. And people just remember these things. It's totally different. The other, going back for a minute, another big one that really kind of baffles me, and I don't know if it baffles you all as well, is that in Star Wars, C-3PO with the silver leg, the one silver leg. I just don't remember this as a kid at all. And I was a pretty big Star Wars fan. Seeing, the original motion pictures, even seeing the remakes of them when they added the special effects. No silver leg on C-3PO. I don't remember any of it. The only time I think I've seen C-3PO with silver in him was when they, the Phantom Menace came out and he was in pieces. And even then, I don't really remember it. But I do not remember the one silver leg. Going back now, you watch the movies, you see it. It's kind of pretty obvious. I don't know if George Lucas went back and decided to, alter and edit this because this is what he wanted in his head. Or is it just, better technology and videoing, 4K? Obviously, we can see things a lot more clear than we could back in the VHS days and old days of video. Same thing, some of the color differences that people remember, people wearing different colors, could be because of the TV, could be because, the alterations of how good quality we have gotten and what we view. I mean, these are all explainable things in some sense. And, the fact that whole masses have, conflicting memories, well, that's the interesting thing. I mean, you don't just got one or two people, you got whole masses remembering different things. Almost like two timelines collided, the people that were born after 2012 and the people that were born before, and pow. That's what you get. But, the Mandela effect, pretty cool thing. They all, again, started with this whole CERN thing. Someone said that maybe even CERN did the experiment. They found the God particle. It annihilated the world somehow. And they were able to get everybody's conscience and everything very fastly uploaded into a simulation. And as the simulation is, it's not perfect. There is some faults. Things aren't lined up perfectly. And we have these little glitches. And if you also look at, there's a Reddit does a tremendous job with these, keeping up with them, the Mandela effects and the Matrix glitches, which is another kind of cool little thing where, like, you'll see videos or things that shouldn't be happening. Cars floating in midair. Maybe the same dog running, just things that like in the movie The Matrix, when you seen the cat kind of go like twice, you kind of catch these things. People wonder, is this what is happening in the universe? Are we living in some kind of simulation? Does this world even really exist? So many theories out there about this. I'm sure I could spend hours talking about them. I've done some research, and watched some YouTube videos and different things. Mostly, though, I have been sticking to watching on the Mandela effects and what they, the various ones and some of the most common ones, like I said. The big one is Kurt Cobain, and when he was wearing, a lot of people remember a pink kind of fuzzy shirt, never really worn it. Let's see, Baloo in The Jungle Book. I kind of remember this one too. This is another one. I remember him coming out doing his dance wearing two coconut shells, and that just doesn't exist anymore. And what happened to it? Where'd it go? Or was it just a bad, faulty memory by a lot of us, being children at the age, of being children when we watched these and learned of these things? Did we kind of just, put them in some kind of category, and now we're kind of all just figuring out, hey, this isn't really what it was, and people just down the line just kept making the same mistakes over and over and over again? I don't know. Not really sure. I can't explain that one. There's certain memories that I have of certain things that are definitely not there now, or were they? Like, for instance, the other day I was reading this other one. It's another kind of interesting one, Shirley Temple. I remember, honestly, when I was younger, watching Shirley Temple movies, and somehow down the line, somebody told me that she had passed away at a very young age. And never seeing her again, really, in the movies, I kind of just tended to believe this. Reading the other day that she didn't pass away until, like, I think 2017 or something, I was mind blown. Now, granted, she hadn't been in the movie industry, and maybe it was just a rumor that she passed away. But it's something that was there, and I was just like, whoa, threw me back a little bit, because, like I said, I swore she was one of those childhood stars that passed away kind of too soon, but could have been mistaken with others. And like I said, memories of father. You're a kid, things are different. A lot of the logos, people, they're remembering different logos. Fruit of the Loom with cornucopias, without cornucopias. Kit Kats with hyphens or without. How you spelling Fruit Loops. All these small little differences with no prior evidence of the memory, though. That's another thing. There is no prior evidence. So, for instance, I do remember Bernstein Bears being EIN, but it's only in a vision in my head. I can't go and find an actual book that says Bernstein Bears with an EIN, not a real one. There isn't one in existence. There isn't one that's out there that I can find. Anyways, like I said, I've even looked at the older books as a kid that I had, from a childhood, and they all say AIN. They've been changed. They've been altered. Or were they just always AIN? And we just pronounced it the way they pronounced it, or the way the TV pronounced it, perhaps. I don't know. I don't have that answer. I really don't know. I said, normally I cover wrestling, pro wrestling, independent pro wrestling, sports. We do all that stuff, media. But, this has kind of been a topic. I've seen it kind of been floating around again. CERN's firing up their machine once again. And what changes? Somebody was saying, what changes will happen next? So will things go back? Will all these memories kind of be like, pew, gone, and we'll be back on the right track timeline? Or will we shift again and they'll be all different things? Well, this time they just succeed and just, erase us. Would we even know? We don't know. There's so many theories on this. Like I said, there's a dead internet theory too. That nothing on the internet's really alive. Everybody's a bot. There's none of us are alive. We're all living in simulation. A bunch of different things, all happening, and we're gonna see. I mean, maybe nothing happens. I don't know. Like I said. But I do remember, and I do recall, you remember in 2012, everybody said the Mayans, everybody predicted the world was going to end, or some catastrophic change, some big change. There was a bunch of people. There was even a time traveler that went online and spoke, and he was like, we traveled time, and we could not get beyond 2012. There was a big block, some kind of a wall, some kind of something they couldn't pass. What was it? Why couldn't they do it? And he said this after 2012, mind you add. So that was kind of interesting and strange as well. So where does it, what does it all mean? Where does it all go from here? What's going to happen? How do we know it's happening? I don't know. I don't know how to hold on to their memories, because there's people that do remember it the alternate way. People that swear things that are, I've seen two people, conflicting. So, and hey, what is up, Stephanie? How you doing tonight? Thank you for tuning in here on the VSW podcast. We are talking about the Mandela effect. I don't know if you know what that is. You can Google it. But we kind of went over it a little bit in the beginning, and how it's kind of semi-connected to CERN, CERN. and the god